goes, I guess I'll try my best. But like the first time I did a Person of the Year cover for Time was I painted the Pope in 2013. And when I did that, they didn't tell me that I was painting the Person of the Year cover. So I had no idea. I just thought I was painting a cover for Time magazine, and I was just super excited because it was my first cover for Time. And then I found out that it was Person of the Year cover, and I almost crap my pants. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, this is crazy, because it was kind of one of the things I always dreamed about doing as an artist. And then every year since then, I've been lucky enough that they've asked me to paint Person of the Year for them again. So I know now that they hire several artists usually to paint. Sometimes they don't know who the person's going to be, so they'll hire several different artists to paint several different people. Sometimes they hire several artists to paint the same person, and they have like several options to go, to choose from, basically. So I know now that when I'm working on a cover like that for them, that I'm not only do I not know if my person or persons are going to be chosen, but that I'm also probably competing with other huge illustrators out there. So it's a little bit more nerve wracking. If I would have known that when I did the Pope cover, I probably would have been freaking out. But I've done several in the last 5-6 years for them, and usually they get chosen as like the previous year I did. I painted the Guardians of the Year, and they made a cover of that. So it was still like a cover, but it was like a second cover. And so a few of the times they've used the art for other things within the magazine, which is nice. But this year, when I was asked to paint Biden and Kamala, I guess I should have done a little bit of time research, and I would have felt a little bit more relaxed. But because it turns out that ever since Roosevelt, every single time there's a new president elect, that's who the Person of the Year is. So I should have known that, I guess is what I'm saying. But I didn't know that. I was just thinking, hey, this is a very historic moment. First female vice president ever elected. It's been a crazy year. The election was everything's just been insane. And I just was like this. I felt like this was historic. And beyond that, while I was working on the painting, I just had this, like, I was feeling so good about it while I was working on it. Like I just knew this was a good painting, and it was turning out exactly how I wanted. And I had that little part of me was just like, please choose this one. Like, I just really want to see this on the cover. And so, but again, I didn't know, they don't tell me, and they were really happy with it. And it wasn't until I think 2 hours before the NBC airing of who, the reveal or whatever, they sent me a nice message, an email, just saying congratulations on your second Person of the Year cover. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, and then they sent me like a JPEG of it, and I was just freaking out. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did it again. So it was awesome.
Would you have done something differently if they had said, Jason, you're doing the Portrait of the Year, the Person of the Year cover?
Would have I painted it differently?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't think so. I mean, here's the thing is, no matter what, it's for Time magazine, and they're one of the biggest publications out there, and they've got such a history, and I respect the history, and I respect the job. And so in my mind, I'm always going to be doing the painting that I know in my heart is going to be an awesome cover. And so, like, I did one of Angela Merkel for them for Person of the Year. I did I'm blanking on this man's name right now, but he was a Middle Eastern guy that was assassinated a couple years ago. And I did a few different people like that that I had the same feeling, like, oh, this is going to be so awesome on the cover. So that's always the goal, is I want it to look really, honorable and strong, so.
Well, you do a great job, because I mean, this is probably one of the most iconic Person of the Year Time covers that has come out, I would say, in the last decade, I think. And I mean, it is so photorealistic and beautiful, but when you get up close and look at it, it's, I mean, it is gorgeous. Are you,
Thank you.
will you autograph it the next time I see you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah. Next time I'm in Chicago, I'm bringing my copy
Yeah,
and
that'd be awesome,
having you
man.
sign it. So drawing presidents, you've drawn
Mhm.
presidents both in photorealistic fashion as well as caricature style for a while now. Are
Mhm.
you? I assume Trump was just. It was a field day of features to be able to draw him in so many
Yeah.
different styles and variations.
Yeah. I it's yeah, Trump is one of those people. I actually started um drawing Trump, gosh, back in 2008 maybe, when I started getting commissions to do him for publications. And so actually even before that, I think. So I've been drawing him for a while. And it's just funny because even when, like, I never thought he was going to get elected. Um and when he did, part of me was like, yes, just because I thought now I'm going to be so busy doing so many Trumps. And actually, people, they kind of get, there's so many opinions are so strong on both sides politically. And, you know, some people hate him so much that they're like, how could you, why do you draw him? And for one, it's a job. It's my job. I'm getting paid to do it. But secondly, then, they'll get mad at me because I would do little sketches of him just for fun, just to experiment and see what I could do with his face and different things. And people would be like, ew, like, why are you drawing him? It's like, because he's so much fun to draw. I mean, he's literally a gift to caricature. And I mean, even his voice, everything about him, it's just like the guy is, like, I like to say that he's like a legitimately, like, real life Batman villain. I mean, he could be in like that 1960s Batman show and be like, "Look, I don't know where the Batcave is, but I'm gonna find it. Just give me a little time, a little time. It'll be terrific." Okay, like he and he's just like the hair, the clothes. I mean, he's you know. So I definitely enjoyed drawing him as much as I could. And the other thing is, I did a few like realistic type portraits of him, but most of the stuff I've did of Trump was caricatured. But the thing that is more exciting and fun is I know he's going to see them, so that is always an exciting thing. And I was always hoping that he would see it and tweet about it. That's what I was hoping. Like, I was like, come on, I need to get a Trump tweet. I want him to get, if he likes it or doesn't like it, it doesn't matter. I just think it would be hilarious because I know he sees it. So,
Now, do you have, I mean, similar expectations? I don't think Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are equally as cartoony, are they?
no, I think they are. Yeah. I mean, not as, and I don't want to say equally, but, Biden is like, he's like the ghost of Biden. I don't know, like, so like, I think it's so much fun to caricature and, you know, to capture the whole idea is trying to capture the feeling and the essence of the person. And it's funny, unfortunately, a lot of people think when you do caricature that it automatically means you're a bully, or you're just making fun of people's features or whatever. But it's not really like that for me. I'm trying to capture the essence of a person. Like, I try to really get the feeling, the posture, and that's part of the challenge and the love I have for it. And like, same with Kamala. I mean, she's got very interesting expressions, like her mouth. Her She's got like I don't even know how to explain it, but she's got a look that I can see it in my mind right away. That I've drawn her a few times already, and she's a lot of fun as well. She's real expressive. She's got that. She almost has her mouth. Her smile seems I don't even know the right way to put it. It's like when someone's trying to tell you something, but like, you know, they're thinking something else. And it's like it's not a fake smile, but it's like she's really good at that uh yeah, like, like when she was even in the debates with Pence, like, it's almost like a condescending smile. I don't know if that makes sense. But like I see that, and even if it's actually a genuine smile, there's something funny about the way that her eyes and her mouth work together. And so there's always something that, is fun to pull out,
Well, I look forward to, at least 4 years of you drawing Biden
Yeah.
and Kamala in caricature style, because the tradition of caricature political cartooning of presidents and politicians really is a lot of fun, and I'm glad that
Yeah.
you're carrying that on as well, and
No, it's
there's lots
fun.
of work for it as well.
Yeah, hopefully it's some. I mean, some of my favorite years as an illustrator was when Obama was president. I mean, I had to have done hundreds of Obamas, realistic ones, and then caricature, and every single time I try to do something different. I don't like to, I noticed that some artists will find like they almost have like a formula they come up with. They figure out how to draw someone a certain way, and then they just kind of stick with that. But like I can't really do that. I Every single time I draw, I want it to be a little bit different, push it somewhere further. And that was so much fun with Obama, just trying to capture his many expressions and the attitude and the feeling. I like I my goal whenever I do it, and it doesn't always work this way because deadlines are crazy, and sometimes you get like 1 to 2 days to do something. But the goal for me is to always try to capture something iconic, I want the caricature to feel almost like you look at it and you can hear their voice, and they could be animated maybe, like there's like a three-dimensional feeling with it. Um, and it's a fun challenge, and I always want to try to beat the last one I did.
Well, you're very good at it, as evidenced by so many commissions from Time Magazine to Mad Magazine and everything in between. Do you, I mean, you obviously in your process work from pictures. Have you ever worked with anyone, maybe not a president, but sitting for a portrait or a
Mm.
caricature?
Caricatures, yes. I used to do years ago. I used to do live caricature stuff. And I worked a little bit at this Navy Pier in Chicago where I would like 1 day a week for one summer. I sat there and I would draw caricatures and I hated it. It just wasn't my thing.
Well, if anybody, watching, listening, remembers them having their kid drawn on a
Yeah.
surfboard at Navy Pier back in 8, 10 years ago, by this guy, it might be worth something nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I had a hard time because um I wasn't doing the cute, I call them cuticatures. I didn't draw your little boy as Spider-Man and all that kind of stuff. I was very much into drawing my impression of the person, and I was always trying to push exaggerate as much as I could.
These,
So
these poor kids with drawings of their big ears sticking
yeah,
out.
yeah, those ones are probably from me. Um, yeah, I had one time the woman came up to me and she was a real attractive woman, but you could tell that she knows that and she's all about that. And she basically said, "What what do you do when you draw someone and there's nothing to caricature or make fun of or whatever?" And I just looked at her and I was like, "Sit down." And I was like, "No one's safe from the pencil, you know." And she did not like what I did because she was wearing so much makeup that I actually drew like cracks, like faults, and like her skin was splitting apart because it was so dry. Um, I don't think she got it, but but as far as like realistic portraits, I love to work in oil, and but the only time I've ever drawn or painted portraits from life were when I was in art school, and I would, we had to have people sit for us like nude or clothed. Um, but like the way I do portrait type work now, even with commissions for oils, is I just get as many references as possible, and then I sketch, get the sketch approved, transfer it to the canvas, and I just start painting that way. So
Well, I mean, I don't want to inflate your ego too much, but you're one of the biggest, names in portrait and caricature work right now, in the world, especially after this
hmm.
most recent Time cover. Is there anyone that you would just love to meet and draw?
Hmm.
or paint? Who would be a dream job for you?
Man, I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I don't really think of it that way. Like, I'm always just like, hey, I'm willing to paint anybody. Uh, I'm always looking for like a great job, a job that's going to pay what I deserve, and I'm going to enjoy painting it. Um, but I mean, as far as like picking someone, like if I wanted to paint, I don't really know. It's like, gosh, I don't know. I mean, I started this Johnny Cash a while ago that I haven't gotten a chance to work on and finish it yet, because every time I'm about to, I get a job, and so then I have to stop working on it, and that seems to happen. And so I wish I had more free time to do paintings that I want to do, but I'm not complaining about it. I'm really grateful when I'm busy, but I mean, Johnny Cash is one of those people that he would have been for sure someone that I would love to have met. I'm a huge Johnny Cash fan, so that that would be pretty cool. Um, I don't know. I would be more like, for me, it would probably be more like musicians, because like I'm a big Black Keys fan, and I got to paint the Black Keys for Rolling Stone years ago, and even though I wasn't, they weren't sitting for me or whatever, I felt like, hey, they're gonna see it. It's a review in Rolling Stone, so it felt like a huge honor to me, just to be able to do that, because I'm like, I love these guys. I want to make it as cool as possible, and I think I vibe with their aesthetics, So that was like, I'm actually going to be having the drummer of the Black Keys on my podcast really soon, and so hopefully I'm hoping to get into that and talk to him about that. So that'll be
Hey,
cool.
Dan Auerbach is no fun. Patrick Carney is a great guy. So
Oh yeah,
you've got the right Black Key on your podcast coming up.
yeah.
Tell people how they can find your podcast.
Um, they can find it just, if you just go to YouTube, look up my name, Jason Seiler. But my podcast is called Face the Truth, and it's also on iTunes and most of the audio apps as well. But it's something I do for fun. I do it every single week. I'm going into my third year now, and I try to get the best artists that I can every single week. And I'm pretty pleased with the names that I've gotten on there. And I try to keep it genuine, have a real conversation, let it go wherever it wants to go. It's kind of like how we're talking now, but it's it can go in any direction. And I like it to be, uh as just I try to my best anyways to get things out of people that you're not going to be able to hear anywhere else. Like, I want to just try to have like a conversation that you're not going to hear if Patrick Carney, I've heard so many interviews with him. One of the best ones ever was when they were on with Joe Rogan, because Joe Rogan is able to just have a real conversation. And that's what I try to do anyways. So I'm going to try to do that. I just, oh, sorry. I was going to say, I just had Brad Garrett on my podcast. He was the last episode, and um, I'm into comedy and everything. And it was just really great because I could feel that we really connected on the comedy thing. And um, I don't think you're going to see an interview or a talk with Brad Garrett anywhere like this, because it's just 1 hour of him and I just like basically shooting the shit and just having a great time. And it was challenging to keep up with him because he's so funny and brilliant. And but it's exciting.
Did you see his Super Bowl commercial?
Yeah. We talked about it. It was so funny. He like so nonchalantly was like, yeah, I just recorded this Jimmy John's Super Bowl commercial. And I'm like, what? And you're talking to me right now? Like, what the heck? So, but it's really cool. Like this week I'm talking with Darren Brown, who's a British illusionist and also a really, really fine painter. And so I just try to get the people that inspire me the most and see if they want to hang out and talk. And my goal with the podcast is basically just to try to and something for artists out there, because a lot of artists listen to podcasts while they work, and that's the whole idea, is that I want to inspire artists around the world to be able to hear cool conversations with artists that they like.
As a
Hopefully.
glasses wearing drummer myself, you should ask Patrick Carney why he doesn't wear contacts. Because I don't know if you've ever seen them live, or I'm sure you have. He's
Yeah.
like, he's always like pushing his glasses back up on his face.
I'll
It's
try to
like,
remember to ask him that.
man,
Yeah,
just wear some contacts. That way you don't have to constantly be pushing your glasses back up as you're getting all
that's
sweaty
funny.
playing the drums. I don't know if
That is
anybody's asked him
interesting.
that, but
I'll try to remember that.
Jason Seiler, thank you so much for spending some time with us. This is speaking of time, this is a beautiful, I really can't get over, and I know a lot of people feel
Thanks,
the same
man.
way, how beautiful and historic this time cover is. And
Thank you.
I sure do appreciate it, and bless your hands and keep up the great work. And hopefully we'll talk again real soon.
Yeah, my pleasure, man. Thanks.
All right.